Everyone, I'm back again. I managed to pick up Sony Xperia Z1 Compact, which was released in early 2014. I think it was January, and I wanted to see how the experience was, whether the smaller size screen watered down the Xperia Z1 experience, or did it improve upon it. And I have to say, upon first holding the device and feeling it in the hand, it certainly feels much more comfortable than the Xperia Z1 full size, which is a 5-inch phone, whereas this is 4.3 inches. So you can easily get your thumb around it, and it feels much more ergonomic in the hand. If there is one thing that I didn't like about the Xperia Z1 was how kind of sharp it felt around the corners, and coming from things such as the Moto X as well as the Nexus 5, it just felt very uncomfortable. But this certainly is an improvement in my opinion, and feels very nice just to pop into your pocket or just carry around. It's very nice and compact, as the name would suggest. I would say that the bezels are a bit big, for this particular display. I'd like the bezels to be a bit smaller if I am to criticise the one aspect of it, and also the back as well picks up a lot of smudges, as well as it can scratch easily, I've heard. Thankfully mine doesn't have any scratches on it yet, but other than that, I'd say that the build quality of it is very solid, and feels very premium in the hand. You get the same 20.7 megapixel camera on the back as the Xperia Z1, and headphone jack at the top, thankfully not covered by any flaps or anything. You get similar power button placement, which is nice and ergonomic. Volume rocker, a bit stiff to hold if I'm to be honest. It would have been nice if it had a bit more feedback. Again, with the physical shutter button, which is nice, but it's a bit small. You get a strange kind of cutout on the corner, which I think is allowing you to put some sort of chain through it or something, if you want to hang it off something. But other than that, you have the usual flaps on the side for micro SD expandability, as well as the charging bay, and also the ability to connect to one of those Sony charging docks, so that would save you some hassle getting into the flaps at night. So I'd say that overall the build quality is very premium, and it feels much more comfortable in the hand than the full-size Z1, but I think that Sony could still improve in regards to getting rid of these smudges, etc., putting a more oleophobic type of coating across the display. And then there is this issue with bezels, which in my opinion is a bit big, but when you do turn on the display, you are greeted with a very nice IPS display, which is 720p, and this is an IPS display, so it doesn't suffer from the same horrendous viewing angles as the original Z1 and some of other Sony handsets. I think this was one of the first handsets that Sony started to create, along with the Sony Xperia Z Ultra, which started to come out with the IPS technology, and it certainly shows from the viewing angles, which are much better from side to side, and the colour accuracy is better. It just looks very vibrant and nice on that 4.3 inch display. It's not obviously the biggest display, so if you're used to 5-inch displays, you may notice the size, as well as a slight decrease in resolution, but in general I found the display to be very nice and definitely a strong point of the device. I think on the next one they do plan to make it full HD panel for 4.6 inches across as well, so it's going to be a little bit bigger next time, but hopefully they do make those bezels a bit smaller, because then they can really maximize the screen real estate. But overall I'm very impressed with the display. I think Sony's done a good job on the device, much better than on the original Z1. In regards to the specifications, you'll find the same type of package that you got on the Z1, which includes the Snapdragon 800 with 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs internal storage, with all the other stuff that you get with the Z1, such as 4G, GLONASS, latest Bluetooth, etc. Sony haven't skimped in regards to the specs, just because it's a smaller phone, and that's why it has quite a big fan base for this particular device. As you'd expect from the Snapdragon 800 performance is very fluid and gets the job done really nicely. You'll find very little lag doing more demanding stuff, such as the maps or going in and out of apps, which again is very nice buttery experiences, and that's what you really want out of your device. You know, it's very I think the performance actually is probably a little bit better than on the Z1, because it's got less pixels to push. It's also seems to be a bit more refined in terms of the software, which was a bit buggy on the Z1 at first, but I think most of those issues have been ironed out now. I think the only area where I've noticed a bit of lag is in the official Sony album app, which I have swapped out actually for another one, because it was quite annoying, called Quick Pick, which I would recommend as an image and video viewing app. It's very stock-like and very quick, but with the official Sony one it seems to lag now and again. I don't know if it's just a software issue. Hopefully they will fix it on a later update. And if you've seen my Z1 review, you'll know that the camera in that is an excellent snapper in most conditions, and I found that the same can be said of the Z1 Compact. I've not found any real differences in terms of the performance of the device. You get the same type of software overlay, which allows you to either take superior auto shots or change the settings to manually configure stuff. If you take it in superior auto, you will have to use 8 megapixels as opposed to 20 megapixels, which is a bit of a bummer, but I've found that in general it's very good at adapting to the environment that you find yourself in, and it's very useful if you don't have the time to be bothered with configuring stuff. You just want to take a good shot. You can quickly access the camera as well by just holding down the shutter button at the top, and unfortunately it doesn't support 4K or anything like that, and I think the video recording is capped at 30 frames per second, but it is very good quality nevertheless. I've found that you can easily replace your dedicated camera or camcorder with this device. It comes with all sorts of different modes as well, such as the ability to put on HDR video for better dynamic range during video recording. You can also use all sorts of different scenes in the top left hand corner. So if you're on the beach, for example, it can adjust the white balance and the ISO, etc. automatically, or you can do that yourself if you wish to get the perfect shot. But generally I've found that the focusing is very quick on the device, and it takes a shot quick as well, so no issues there. In terms of quality, I've found that it's excellent snapper, whether you're in good conditions or in not so good conditions. Some reviewers said that an area where the Z1 Compact struggles is in low light, but I didn't really find that during my own little tests in low lit rooms. I found that it does a very decent job. Not quite as good as something like the HTC One M8, which can make like a dark room appear like it's lit. It's so good, but it still does a decent job of not blurring or making the photo appear too grainy. But where it really specialises is in good conditions. You can take some fantastic high detailed shots, particularly using the 20 megapixel camera mode, and then you can crop that for even more detail if you wish. So this is a very excellent camera phone, and the fact that it's so compact as well makes it very easy to use as a camera. Probably more easier than the original Z1. So in terms of the picture quality and the video recording, I've got no complaints whatsoever. It's a fantastic camera phone, and it's up there among the best. In terms of the battery life on the device, I've found that to be quite surprisingly good. Actually, I wasn't expecting much from the 2400 mAh battery, which also is coming with the stamina mode set of optimizations which you can set. But in my testing, I could easily get about 2 days of moderate to heavy use on this device without worrying to have to recharge it. It goes as far as to say it's nearly as good as my LG G2, which is really surprising. I don't know what Sony have done to make the device so battery efficient, but it's truly a road warrior type device. And if you're not satisfied with that, you could always put on stamina mode, which would increase your standby time even more, as well as a whole load of other battery saving modes where you can whitelist certain apps, etc. But I found that I've not really needed to use that with this device. It's fantastic when it comes to battery life, much better than the original Xperia Z1, which is very strange. I'm guessing it's probably due to the IPS technology and the addition of the smaller screen and the efficient processor, as well as a less resolution screen, because the original Z1 had a TFT panel which wasn't very efficient compared to IPS, so you are certainly going to get an excellent battery life on this device. Unfortunately, it's not user replaceable though, so you are going to have to charge it eventually, and the charging port is hidden behind a flap, which does annoy me at night. But as I said, you can get one of those Sony charging docks if you do wish to just plug it in and off you go and charge it. The original Xperia Z1 and also the Xperia Z2 didn't exactly set my pulse racing when it came to the speaker that was inside it. I found it to be very kind of hard to hear and quite poor for saying it's Sony and they're supposed to specialise in audio. So I wasn't really expecting much from the Z1 Compact as well, with its speaker in the same place as the Z1 and Z2. But we can give it a try just to see how it goes. I think it's a similar story with the Z1 Compact, unfortunately. I think that Sony have done well to improve the screen as well as the ergonomics of the device, and I was hoping that they would have improved the speaker as well, but that's not the case, unfortunately. It's still very low, and I'd struggle to hear it over the noise of my car. And I do like to listen to radio as I'm driving through my phone, so that would be quite annoying to me, but so not really something you're going to get for the quality of the speaker. However, I have listened to the audio through the headphone jack, which is a different affair. I found that to be very good indeed, similar to the Xperia Z1. It has all sorts of awesome stuff that you can customize as well in the settings of the Walkman app, which I'm a big fan of that. And you can either leave it on Clear Audio Plus, which will do stuff for you, but I do like to go into the settings and change things myself. So you can set a surround sound profile, make it sound like you're in a club or a studio. You can put on X-Loud and Clear Phase, which makes it even more high quality. So Sony do definitely a good experience through earphones or headphones. It's just the speaker does need to be improved. Even the little Moto G would put out a lot of sound, and it's a much cheaper device. But I don't want to dig at the device too much at that. Other than that, I think that everything else is very solid with the device. You're getting a 2 megapixel front-facing camera for some decent selfies. As I said, you are getting all the connectivity options that you're used to, such as 4G, NFC, Bluetooth, etc. It's all there. You're not compromising whatsoever, just because the screen is a bit smaller. You are getting Sony's suite of applications as well if you're into the Sony ecosystem. So that means you get Music Unlimited, Video Unlimited as well, Sony Select, and all sorts of other nice stuff, such as the good old AR effects, which I'm a big fan of that. I like to put on the horror one every now and again and scare people. So that's a bit of fun to liven up your videos. It's also very good that Sony have actually kept the software very up to date. This is actually running Android 4.4.4, which I was quite surprised about. So that's the latest Android version, and that benefits from some security fixes in regards to SSL. Overall, I like the software experience. I think it's very good. There are a few bugs, as I said, here and there, particularly in regards to the album, as well as with the camera. Now and again, for some reason, it just stops responding, and you have to come out of it and back into it. But generally, it's a decent experience. And Sony's skin is very nice in terms of its sleekness. I think it goes very well with the omnibalance design of the device. You're getting the micro SD expandability as well. I think it supports up to 64 gigs, so you're pretty much covered when it comes to storage. I think that this is a fantastic device, and not just something for someone who wants something a bit smaller, than the usual 5-inch monster. But also, you know, if you are looking for something that's powerful, very good camera, very good battery life, and just excellent all-rounder, then you should definitely consider it. The only thing that bothers me a little bit is the bezel size. I think if they made the bezels a bit smaller, then the screen would be a little bit bigger, and I would like if I'm to be honest, I would like the screen to be a little bit bigger, because I do find typing on the device is a little bit finicky. And also, I would like Sony to improve the vibration feedback. I think that it just feels very kind of vibraty for some reason. It's like it's not a clean vibration. It's kind of like a bit too much for me. It's hard to explain, but I do prefer the vibration feedback on some other devices. But other than that, you know, it's waterproof as well. You know, you can take it into the shower and do underwater photography. It's you know, it's a fantastic device. I think you can get it for about $350, so it's held its value quite well. But yeah, if you're looking for a smaller device which doesn't compromise, has an excellent camera, battery life, etc., then you can't really get much better than the Z1 Compact. It completely annihilates most smaller devices on the market right now. So yeah, this has been a quick review of the Xperia Z1 Compact. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe or like the video, and I'll be back next time. Cheers. Uh-oh, there's a creepy tree in my garden.